Hey, what is going on guys? Modded Warfare here. Welcome back to another PS4 and PS5 Jailbreak news update. Primarily a PS4 update here, although there is something to talk about in relation to Black Ops 6 with the PS5. But before we get into that, I did want to talk a little bit about emulation for PS4 on PC, because there has been some significant steps forward with ShadPS4, the PlayStation 4 emulator. So previously, over the past few years, emulation on PS4 has been able to boot into 2D games. Some games that use simplistic graphics have been able to be run using these emulators, but we've not been able to really go beyond that until now. So it looks like there has been a significant step forward over the recent weeks, where ShadPS4 is now able to boot into some 3D games. One of the most notable ones is Red Dead Redemption for PS4. ShadPS4 is actually not just able to boot into the menus and play cutscenes, but it can also boot into the game, and you can actually play it at a playable frame rate. Now, of course, it's not perfect. It's not at the state where it's ready to be used. You're not going to be using this to play through the game instead of a PS4 right now. But, you know, the fact that it's actually able to boot into the game at a playable frame rate, and you can actually, you know, walk around in the game and play it, is a huge step from where we were before. So yeah, emulation definitely improving a lot here on the PS4. So there is a lot of graphical issues right now. As you can see, the skybox is all messed up. There's textures not loading in properly. There's assets that are not loading in properly that pop in only when you're right up close to them, like different characters. So yeah, obviously it's still a long way from getting to the point where we can, you know, just play the game and throw our PS4s in the trash and just use an emulator from now on. We're still a ways away from that, but this is still a pretty big step in the right direction for getting PS4 games running on PC. Now, in addition to that, the emulator is actually pretty simple to set up. All you got to do is download it from the GitHub. You can download the official release, or you can go to the action section on GitHub to download the latest builds. And you just basically select from the left your platform. So Windows QT, the QT version has the launcher. So that's the one that you would want to select there. And then you just find one of the builds that has the green tick, which means it has a compiled version that you can download. And you just download it there from GitHub and extract it into a folder on your computer. Once you've done that, we then need to grab 6 modules from the PS4 itself, which are not included in the emulator. If you have a jailbreakable PS4, you can just connect through FTP to your PS4, then go into the system folder, and then the common folder, and then the lib folder. So if you go into that location, you'll find all of the modules, all of the SPRX files. But first, you will need to run the emulator at least once to create the user folder. And you just need to find those 6 files and copy them out to the ShadPS4 user sys modules folder. And if you extract them there, you basically have everything set up and ready to use the emulator. So all you have to do then is run the emulator, and then you can open a fake package. You browse for a fake package for a game, select it, and it will start extracting that package file to a folder on your computer. Once it's extracted, the game will then be playable in the emulator, or launchable in the emulator, I should say. I have no guarantees that whatever game you're trying is going to actually run, but you can give it a try. So Red Dead Redemption, we can play it here, and you can see that the game does boot and it actually runs. There's also a Discord server for ShadPS4 that you could join. You can check out the showcase section where you can see all the people that are testing various games, so that you can keep an eye on the progress of the emulator as time goes on. So very impressive that we're actually able to now run some 3D games on the PC. It's going to take a while before, you know, these games are fully playable, but, you know, it's definitely a good step in the right direction. And Bloodborne on PC, which has been sought after for so long, might not be too far off at this point. So moving back to the PS4, Noob404 announced on Twitter that he is working with a small team to try and get higher Linux kernel versions working on the PS4. Because up until now, we've only been able to access, you know, certain distros that require an older version of the Linux kernel, and certain new features are not accessible on PS4, and certain distros, some of the latest distros, require those higher kernel versions, and therefore they're not available on PS4. We have to use older versions of those distros. So being able to get a higher kernel version working on the PS4 will allow for more features, better compatibility, potentially better performance, but probably not a whole lot of extra performance, but maybe a little bit, as well as, of course, getting newer distros, more up-to-date distros running on the PlayStation 4. He also says that sources are withheld for now to prevent bricking installs, But when we have something solid, everything will be open sourced, so patience and support is all that they ask for. He also says that he's happy to welcome the developer behind PS4 Gen 2 Linux and PS4 Boot to their own team as well. So yeah, this will be something to keep an eye on. Hopefully we'll get some new kernel versions for Linux and we can get some more features and newer distros running on our PS4s. So moving on from that, the big news that I wanted to discuss here is going to be the Black Ops 6 leak. This is a pretty huge situation that has been unfolding over the past few days. There was a leaked build of Black Ops 6's multiplayer, it seems, that was leaked out, I believe, on the latest Call of Duty HQ update, or one of their updates. The actual file was included, uploaded to, I guess, Sony's servers. So the update link was there and people could download the package. Now, because it was a retail package, I think it is possible to install it on a retail PS4, maybe with the proxy method or with the backup and restore method. I think I've seen somebody being able to do that online. However, the game is not really playable on retail PS4s because the menus are broken. You cannot create the game. Luckily, we have fake package versions of this test build that we can install on jailbreakable PS4s, where we can send custom console commands with a mod tool that will allow us to host our own games and join them. Now, this actually was already implemented into PS LAN by etaHEN, where you were able to actually play it online. It included the patches to get a game set up and running. So there were full games. PS LAN was at an all-time high in terms of player count. There were full 16-player lobbies that you could join and play Black Ops 6 online. However, that was pretty short-lived because etaHEN actually received a cease and desist notification from Activision telling him to take everything down, and he has since removed Black Ops 6 support to comply with that C&D, which is probably for the best. At least PS LAN can continue and still supports all of the other Call of Duty games for now, and it will get support back once it is officially released. So you can no longer use PS LAN now to play Black Ops 6 online, but you can still play it offline against bots. So for setting things up, there are two package files that need to be installed, the kind of Modern Warfare 2 launcher, I guess, and then the update that actually includes Black Ops 6. And then from there, you can go ahead and enable the bin loader server in etaHEN, and then go on a site that's hosting the payloads like kmeps4.site. You can head over there to this exact link so that you can access the payloads and run the PS4 debug payload. From there, you can then connect a mod tool. There's a couple of mod tools out at the moment that have the necessary console commands to set up a game. So you've got this one initially from DevShoots, and then there's also this other one, and I think there's a third or fourth tool available now as well that may have a couple of more options, but all of the tools have the option to create the game and join the game. So once you're in the local multiplayer, the LAN play option on the game, you just enter your PS4's IP address in the tool and attach the trainer, and then you can click the button to initialize your server or host the lobby, and that will actually create the game. If you press square to refresh, you'll see your game pop up in the joinable games section, and you just press X to join it. While it's trying to join the game, it'll say something like trying to join game session. When it says that, you click the button to join your server on the tool, and then that'll set everything up. It'll take a few seconds, but it will put you into a lobby on your own, and you can then add bots through the in-game menu. And to actually change map and change game mode, you also need to use the tool to select the map and the game mode. And then once you've done that, you can then start the game as normal, and you'll be able to get a game up and running. So that's essentially what is required to get Black Ops 6 running. Obviously, I can't provide any footage of the game. I'm not even providing footage of other Call of Duty games just in case, because Activision is on a bit of a DMCA warpath at the moment, taking down videos. So that is essentially how you get Black Ops 6 up and running on your PS4. So moving to PS5 now, the leaked version of Black Ops 6 is also available on the PS5 using the PS4 version running through backwards compatibility. You can run it, but it has the same problem where you're not able to host a game or join a game at the moment. So there is a plugin that has been leaked. I believe it was developed by Lightning Mods, and it has been leaked out already for etaHEN version 1.8. 1.7 does not include the ability to load plugins yet, but 1.8 will include the ability to load plugins, and it will be out probably fairly soon. So this leaked plugin for Black Ops 6, once you have etaHEN 1.8, you'll be able to use this plugin. So all you have to do to install it, once obviously etaHEN is released, is that you just connect to your PS5 through FTP, and you go into the data folder, the etaHEN folder, And then from there, there'll be a plugins folder that you can go in or create. And then in that folder, you copy the elf file for the plugin. You just copy it in there, and that is it. So the next time you load etaHEN 1.8, once it's available, you'll be able to load that plugin. It will load automatically. It will say it's waiting for Black Ops 6. And then when you launch Black Ops 6, you'll be able to host your own game by using a button combination. Once you're in the LAN play option, you can press L2, L3, R2, and R3 at the same time, and that will run the commands, the same commands that the mod tool uses to create the game. And then to connect, you use X plus L2, which will allow you to join that game. And then you can cycle through the maps with L2 and R2. So it has those options there. I don't see an option for changing game modes. Maybe that will come in another version. We'll see. But that will allow you to also get Black Ops 6 running on the PS5. So anyway, that's basically it for this update. Hope you guys enjoyed it or found the information useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And once again, I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video.